Okay. Well, did I or did I not say that I didn't think that the Fandom Menace troubles, or whatever you want to call them, were over? Like, I was like, no, I don't think so. I don't think everything's just fine. Um, anyway, so here we have Gary. He is currently live, although I'm not live. I'm behind a little bit here because I just wanted to show everybody this little tidbit.
Drinks SJW Tears says, howdy, Gary. Doomcock made a statement yesterday saying that as far as he knows, everything was settled, and if he is more than willing to resume the Inquisition with you, the definitive statement would be greatly appreciated. And I made one.
And what I find interesting about that is that I thought they... I don't guess I've paid attention. Did they not resume the Inquisition? Because I thought they did after their whole business over Ryan's bullshit. Thought that got supposedly settled, and I thought everything was fine. And they went back to doing it, although I wasn't paying any attention to YouTube this past Sunday, but I did notice that I didn't get an alert for it from either of them, so I'm assuming that that means it didn't happen. But I thought it had happened since their whole blow up early this month or whatever.
Here's the deal. I don't play internet theater. Period. There were, as far as a definitive statement as it concerns another channel, or more importantly, my channel, I need assurances.
He says that, and yet I think he just plays the theater differently than other people. And also somebody in the chat is telling him Texas has floods, though. Apparently he's moving to Texas. Doesn't every place have floods? It's hardly unique to just a few areas. I mean, unless it's like I don't know, like the Sahara maybe doesn't have floods. I don't know.
Assurances I need, commitment, time, date, a lot of things to talk about that I'm not just gonna DM. And Doomcock and I had to have a talk. We had to have a talk, and I've been trying to talk for a couple weeks. And we talked today, and look, things got worked out. You see how that fucking works? It's like magic. So, as far as the reason I didn't make a definitive statement, John Wayne drinks SJW Tears, is I didn't have one to make. I couldn't make one. I could sit there and pontificate all day on Twitter, but I can't because I'm banned. And I don't do that because I'm 51. Thank you for the super chat, but the definitive statement has been made. The Inquisition is no more.
So, they're done. Not sure precisely what that's about. Whether I haven't. I don't exactly keep my ear to the ground on everything. So I don't know for sure whether something else is blown up or whether it's just the aftershocks of what happened. Actually, I think I should use that. I think I should use that as the title for this video, shouldn't I? Aftershocks. But he says it's all been worked out and talks like they're still good, except they're not doing that show anymore, apparently. Which, I don't know. I mean, doesn't that seem weird? Like, supposedly they're such good friends, and they've been doing this show regularly, and everybody, expects it. And then it's just like, nope, we're done. We're not doing that no more. And it's like, why not? I don't know what he means by, what did he say? He said something about, time commitments and whatnot, except they have pretty much managed to be more or less on time, every week, and they switch back and forth between channels. Although one thing I will say is that it's interesting that whichever one of them whose channel it's not on, and therefore not getting the super chat money, whichever one of them is the guest on the other's channel that week, they always duck out early. Like, they are always like, well, it's getting late. I gotta go. I got things to do. Like, they always have something to do, unless it's on their channel, and then, oh no, they can stay there all night. It's no problem. I think we can guess why. As I said, super chats. Like, yeah, you're gonna stay and read all the super chats, so you're not gonna duck out because you're the one getting the money.
But we have Exozone on Thursday.
And see, that's the thing that, it's like they used to do that show, but I'm not sure they ever did that show regularly. And if they did, they didn't manage to keep it regular for very long. And they were real bad about talking about it. Like, oh yeah, everybody wants us to do that. Everybody wants us to talk aliens. Although, how much can you fucking talk aliens and shit? I mean, I realize that right now, and not even really right now, but recently there's been a lot in the news about it, but most of the time there's just not that much to fucking talk about. I mean, what are they going to do? Go back and rehash, decades old, tales of abduction and whatnot? I mean, surely there is a very hard limit on how much of that crap is actually available to talk about. So, which, and then, frankly, it didn't interest me all that much anyway. But, anyway, like I said, they've been real bad about talking about it, and everybody wants them to do it. Everybody keeps asking them, when are you going to go back to doing that? And they keep on saying they're going to, and they keep on not managing to do it.
And I think it's a good change of pace to mix it up a little bit. Plus, it's a subject I adore, and I've been wanting to talk about forever. And
yes, I don't understand that. I mean, are there aliens? Probably. Are there aliens that have visited us? Probably not. Does it really make a shit one way or the other? Not really. Like, I if they are here, they have clearly not made it a point to make their presence widely known. So, I mean, I don't, it's not, you're not going to get flying saucers just showing up and hovering over major cities and just staying there and, and making it very clear that, yep, aliens are real. That's not going to happen. It's always going to be a bunch of, one-off stories or whatever from people who, if you look more into them, you'll probably discover are just kooky as fuck anyway. So, yeah. My personal opinion is that it's all bullshit. Like I said, it's like I fully expect there are aliens out there in the galaxy someplace. Certainly someplace in the universe. Probably this galaxy. But that they're close enough to ever make contact with us during the lifetime of our civilization, I wouldn't count on it. I mean, it's possible, but I wouldn't count on it. Anyway, but like I said, it's just both Doomcock and Gary are really weird. They're weirdos in that way, I guess. It must be because they both have rejected, like actual religion. That they don't believe in God, not really. Doomcock gives sort of lip service to it, but it's clearly sort of vague. Oh, I've studied Western religions and Eastern philosophies and blah 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 blah. And it's all just a bunch of vague bullshit. I think a lot of people seek a type. I don't know if they find it, but they seek a type of comfort in that because I think it probably stems from the same place that some people seeking some sort of, not exactly comfort, but whatever in atheism, where they really don't want. They don't want it to be true that they will ever have to answer for anything. They don't like the idea that they'll be judged. Which, sorry, but it's going to happen. So, anyway, we won't go into that. But like I said, so supposedly they're going back to the Exozone and they're actually gonna do that show now. which I guess that's great for the people who care about that shit. But I found it much more interesting to hear them, give, hypothetical, torturous sentences or whatever to Disney and whatnot. It's like, obviously they don't actually get any punishment, but, hearing what they think they deserve to have happen to them or whatever, or the shows deserve to have happen to them because they're such bullshit. That's kind of funny. But anyway.
And just keep in mind that we all the Inquisition was one show on my channel. I do a lot of shows. I have a lot of collaborations.
It was not a show on your channel, Gary. It was a show on your channel and on Doomcock's channel. Did he maybe not like the fact that he had to share it? Is that the problem? Look at that. I mean, doesn't that look like an evil stare or something? Is that an illusion fostered by his fucking glasses, or does he really look that sinister?
I have a lot of things going on, and I appreciate everybody's support, and I appreciate all the enthusiasm for the Inquisition. But the Exozones requested more. Like,
Gary, you do understand why it was requested more? Because the Inquisition was the show that you guys were doing all the fucking time. Nobody had to request it because it was a regular thing. Everybody felt they, who was interested, had to request the Exozone because y'all never did it. Y'all, it's like y'all did it a little bit, and then, once or twice, you did it every now and then, great long breaks in between. But mostly it's like, no, y'all weren't doing that show, and that's why everybody was asking for it, is because however many people actually wanted it, I don't know, versus how many people wanted the Inquisition. But the people who wanted the Inquisition, they were getting their fix pretty much every week without fail from you guys. And the people who wanted the Exozone, they were never getting their fix because you guys never got around to it. Kept saying you're going to do it and then didn't.
1,000 to 1. It's requested more.
Again, that's why. What I just said, that is why, Gary. That's why it was requested, is because you weren't fucking doing it. Nobody requests what you're already doing because you're already doing it.
At least on my side of things. And I needed my weekends free. So there we go. And just as many people have asked about the Nerdrotic Nooner.
So that, I don't know. I don't know what he needs his weekends free for or whatever, and it's not like they couldn't have moved the Inquisition to some other time if he needed it to be more convenient for him. I'm sure Doomcock would have been able to find a time that would have fit them both. The fact that it's just canceled outright. I do believe that there is friction between the two of them. Exactly what is causing it at this point, who knows?
Just so you know, I do my best. I'm just a guy. Finn Sane for 5.
All right, so that's it. That's pretty much all I wanted to cover. It's just that part right there. So anybody have any tips? I haven't checked the farms. I suppose I should do that. I'll try to do that later today. Check in and see if they've got any info on what in... I'm not going to say anything. What in the name of sense, to say that, is going on. Because, I don't know. I mean, they wanted to make out like everything was fine after their difficulties with, involving Ryan. And, don't know. We'll see where this goes, and we'll see whether or not they actually do the Exozone. Not that I'm really interested in watching that fucking thing, but I guess I'll try to pay attention as to whether or not it happens. And if it happens and begins happening on a regular basis, and I don't know, maybe I'll try to watch one or two of them to see if their interaction with each other appears to be, appears to be nice and friendly, or whether there's any sense of tension. But I don't know. Don't know. It'll be interesting to see, and if that falls through, as it so often has in the past, then one must wonder, as it's just the end of the dynamic duo. Oh, I don't know. Anyway, but as I said, as I've said all along, it's like there are lots of stress points. There are lots of potential fractures within the Fandom Menace. Even with half of them already claiming that they're no longer Fandom Menace, it's like, whatever. You're still in that general sphere, and they're falling apart fast. Too many. Let's face it. Too many selfish assholes. Too many selfish assholes trying to form a community. Once again, as EVS says, stop forming fucking communities. All right. Until the next one.